into the round of 16 we go now, and of course host Canada trying to keep their World Cup dream alive, but standing in the way of the African nation of Morocco. That's right, can the Moroccans make it through to the quarterfinals yet again? We're going to get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we take a look at the round of 16 matchup between Canada and Morocco for a place in the quarterfinals. Who, of course, will continue their journey? Who, of course, will go home? We'll get into that and much more in just 1 second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe. You want some shop for Blackburn Rovers, World Cup previews. We've got them all here under one roof. That's right, the hosts, Canada, trying to keep their dream alive, but standing in the way are the hot shots, Morocco, of course, trying to keep their dreams for a repeat of the last World Cup. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you in just 1 second, of course. Big shout out to my members of the patrons, you know who you are. And of course, can we get some likes on these bad boys? We are looking to get, I said 80 likes for the last one. Some of the videos have smashed those 80. So if we can get anything more than 80, that would be absolutely fantastic. So please, please, please drop a like, of course, and support the content right here, right now. Of course, we are looking at these two now. Canada up against Morocco. From the last 60 to maybe the quarterfinals. One of these nations will go. One of these nations will continue. We'll see in just a second. But coming into this, the Canadians coming into just the one defeat in the last 5 matches in all competitions, looking to bounce a kick on really from that South Africa victory. Standing in the way will be Morocco, who've won 3 matches on the bounce. That's right, unbeaten also in the last 5. They're rocking 73% form, and of course this match coming at you, the Houston Stadium over in Texas on the 4th of July. That's right. So let's get into this and take a look at how Canada got to this stage. They're of course one of the 3 hosts. So all 3 hosts have made it through to the round of 16. It's their 3rd World Cup. 2022 was their last, and of course this is the first time they've ventured past the group stage. They're managed by the gift that keeps on giving, Jesse Marsh, of course, and captained by Alphonso Davies. VIP Jonathan David, and they're ranked 30th in the world rankings at the moment by FIFA. I did expect them to make the round 32. I didn't think they would continue onwards, but they are still at this World Cup, and they're going to be looking towards these guys, of course, to get them over the line here with Kripo between the sticks. You got Alistair Johnston, Joe Waterman, Derek Cornelius. Davies might get involved as well in this game. We've got Stakio, of course, Coney out with that big time injury. Of course, Deschamps Buchanan on the wings there. We've got Jonathan David, Sarah Laren also amongst the goals. Some of the standouts so far in this World Cup for Canada has been Saliba, of course, with the most assists. Yes, chipped in with 2 for the Canadian outfit. As for the most passes, Stefan Esquadio there. We've got Jonathan David with the most goals with 3. Johnson also putting in the effort there with a 42, just shy of 43 kilometres run in this World Cup. So pretty kick-ass in regards to the Canadians. As for a starting 11, well, we're going to go something along these lines. It is a very, if not the identical lineup that did play last time around with the 4-4-2. Kripo between the sticks. Got Laria, Cornelius, Forgrois at the back there with Johnston, Ahmed, Cronier, Saliba, Buchanan, David, and Larine. So maybe it was a little bit different from the last time. Maybe it was a completely different. Regardless, of course, they've got the key men in there. And of course, Alphonso Davies trying to get involved. And of course, we're running out of time to see him at this World Cup. This is, of course, how they ended Group B. That's right, with of course, second place finish behind the Swiss, the differential was Bosnia-Herzegovina and Qatar as well. So not too shabby, because they did exit the group stage on the back of that defeat against Swiss, but I think they were already kind of qualified. I think there was maybe a mathematical chance they could stumble, but I think they had such a humongous goal swing that it wasn't gonna flop around there. So meanwhile, quick look at the bracket for Canada, just to remind us where we are. We're going to go back and take a look at this in a second, but of course Canada so far navigating the South Africans. Of course that was at the LA Stadium, of course now meeting Morocco in this matchup. So far so good in the knockout stages. Standing in the way there will be Morocco, of course, who are the gift that keeps on giving. Of course Morocco are not a one-trick pony. They of course earned their spurs in the last World Cup, and this World Cup seems to be on of a similar vein here. They of course qualified as Group E winners on the 5th of September. This is their 7th World Cup. 2022 was the last 3 successive tournaments for them. Again, trying to match that 4th place finish in 2022. They're managed by Mohamed Ouabi, captained by Ashraf Hakimi, with the VIP being Yasin Bounou. And of course, the FIFA rankings right now are 8th in the world. Of course, Morocco have been a breath of fresh air. I did anticipate a round of 32 exit, though. I wasn't wholly convinced. But these guys are going to try and turn it around for him. Bono between the sticks, Hakimi at the back there, Aguad as well, Missouri. We got Issa Diop, of course. Didn't he get the goal last time around? We got Unari in the midfield there. We got El Kanous. We've also got Brahim Diaz up top. But these are some of the star men here for Morocco. Achraf Hakimi with 30 crosses so far. We got Saliba as well with the most goals, 30 for him. Diaz got 2. Neil Al-Nani got 327 passes so far. So key individuals to keep an eye out for this matchup between the Canadians and Morocco. Of course, we're going to look at the formation now, here and now, with a 4-2-3-1 with the likes of Bono between the sticks, Salah Adi at the left-hand side, Raid, Halal, Hakimi, El Anoui, Adam Abat, El Kanous, Saliabi, Brahim Diaz and Al Kabi up top. Again, they've been phenomenal so far. Can they continue? Well, we'll have to wait and see. They, of course, qualified via the Group C pathway here. Behind Brazil, that's right, with 11 on points. No defeats so far, and, of course, continued that into the round of 16, of course. But they all started with a 1-1 draw against Brazil. Then they picked up the 1-0 win over Scotland with a back-and-forth game between themselves and Haiti, wrapped up the group stages. And just to confirm, we've already been here once before, but we're going to go take a look at that bracket here. And as you can see right here, right now, the Moroccans navigate past the Dutch in what was a nail-biting game right to the bitter end, and of course went to penalties, which saw Morocco come through, kept the head, kept the composure, and of course, big thanks to Bono between the sticks.
Somebody at the door. Oh my, who could it be? Wow, 2 packages from Fanatics. Unbelievable.
Thanks again, Fanatics, for hooking me up with these lovely looking shirts. Each and every one of these and much more are available at the Black Overseas storefront. Link should have been at the bottom of the screen there, also in the description down below. But back to you, Dirk, at the studio. Alright then, return to this match, of course. These are familiar opponents, having played 3 times, according to my data. 2 wins for Morocco, just 1 win for Canada. And of course, the Moroccans outscoring the Canadians 7 goals to their 2. The most recent match between these two sides was back in the World Cup, actually, back in December the 1st, 2022. It was in the group stage matches. Morocco came on top with a 2-1 win. That was, of course, on their run all the way through to that bronze medal match. The valuations of this squad, though, 200 million for Canadians there, 447 million for Morocco. The squad ages are much younger, Moroccans, compared to the Canadians. Again, 24 of the 26-man squads for both nations, Canada and Morocco, play outside their native homeland. Of course, the win index favours Morocco 54%, Canada 19%. The draws at 27%. The public vote is out there, and of course, you can continue to put in your vote there on this one. But this is a tight game, tighter than you would imagine. But I just think the Moroccans are favoured here by the public vote. Over 2,000 of you have dropped by to smash a vote on that one. I appreciate the love on the channel, so please continue to do the votes, even all the way through to the final. But 81% of you are backing for Morocco to win this game. As for me, of course, I'll get to me in a second. I want to bring back the bracketology here, and of course, let's hop out of it for just a second. The winner of this game, of course, will take on the winner of the Paraguay-France game in the quarterfinal in Boston. That's, of course, on the 9th of July, and we're looking forward to those games as and when we get them, of course. But this is returning back to this game, the last 16 between these two. Canada's been fantastic so far, great hosts. Unfortunately, they couldn't continue the passageway on Canadian soil. And if it had been on Canadian soil, I would have given them much more optimism for this game. But I just think Morocco have got too much quality. They are much better than I thought they were. So I hold my hand up and admit Morocco are a team to fear here. Not only here, I think I could actually go on a deeper run than I expected here. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory here for Morocco to give themselves the big win. On to the next round. Of course, we'll see if they take on the French or the Paraguayans in the quarterfinals. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. That, of course, is my prediction. Let me know yours, of course, in the comments. The best and the worst will be featured in the review show when, of course, we come back to talk about this result. Of course, if you want to look at some other predictions made by myself at the channel, we've got the cat prediction. We've also got the ones made by a bunch of ping pong balls. Make sure you check those out as well. Link should be on the screen right about now. But until then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. We're done.